Hey, what's up you guys? My name is Vivian from the Paper Letter blog and I'm here today with a video on how to write your first pen pal letter. Writing a first pen pal letter and whatever you would put in the envelope with that, even for me as someone who's been writing letters for nearly a year now, it's just challenging. I never really know what to write, what not to write, how to build the letter and how to what to send. So I just thought I'd make a video about this, show you some of the things that I like to include in there, so it's not just the letter but also some of the goodies, and I hope this helps you too. So before I start, there's a couple of things I want to say. First of all, you may notice that my speaking sounds a little bit weird. That is because a week and a half ago I had my wisdom teeth removed. That didn't go as planned. I got an infection, so my jaw actually is a little bit swollen. So I'm really hoping to get that fixed as soon as possible, but while I'm filming this, it's not fixed yet. So just in case you were wondering what the heck is going on. And also I wanted to say that this video is just for guidelines. Please do not see this as rules. You do not have to follow these. You don't have to write anything you don't want to write. You don't have to put in goodies if you don't want to. But I just wanted to see if I could make writing the first letter, sending the first letter, a little bit less scary. Just the third little quick side note is that chirping, that sound that you hear is actually my cat eating, because she was quiet all day. Guess what? I'm filming and she started making noise. So without further ado, I'm going to turn the camera down. I'm going to show you how to write your first letter, what to write in your first letter, and some of the things I like to include. Yay! So I actually already wrote my first letter. This is to my new pen pal Jess from the UK, but I didn't want to show you that on camera. I didn't want to write it on camera, so I'm just going to use this cute little letter paper to show you what I would write. If you're not interested in the first letter, please don't go away, because there's many more things to come. Okay, so I just start with saying hey. I like to write the date. Don't know the date, but you're going to write the date in the top corner. I don't know, that I think you're supposed to do that in official letters, but this is obviously not official. Anyways, I'm babbling already. So start with hey, and my cat wants to go outside. This is not working. Then I always like to write like how are you, or it's so nice to meet you. You know what? I'm just going to do like bullet points. Don't write your letter in bullet points, but you just say, how are you? So I start with introducing myself. So when I introduce myself, I will usually include the following information. Just going to write an introduction, just in case you're reading this instead of listening to me. Introduction. So let's say my name, my age, my current living situation, what I'm currently doing. So let's say school or study, school or a job, and then obviously you're going to mention your hobbies. This is my favorite part. Hobbies, very important. Don't forget the hobbies. And then you can also start looking for common ground. And with this I mean, maybe you guys have the same hobbies, or you have the same things you like, or you're in the same education, or basically just anything that you guys can talk about. And then, well, obviously this is going to be very long. I like writing long letters. My letters are usually like 3 or 4 pages, and then I mean A4, not A5. Anyway, what I also like to know is, do we write long or short letters? So I like to ask my pen pal, like, I will usually tell them that I love long letters, but maybe they prefer short letters. So just, you know, make sure that you get that you discuss that, because it would be kind of awkward if you send letters from 6 pages and you get like a 1-page reply. And then also what I like is mention your style. So just in case you're going to send goodies, it might be nice to know your favorite colors, or your favorite colors, or your favorite drawings, etc, etc. So I, for example, like flowers. Easy. I love flowers, cacti. I like pastel colors, etc, etc. Doesn't necessarily have to be in this order. I'm making this very messy, but I like to include how quickly I usually reply. This is very important. I'm gonna add exclamation marks, because when I started Penpal lettering, when I started writing letters, I would reply within a week or within 2 weeks, and then I had pen pals who would take a month or 2 months. So I would get super stressed. I would think that they wouldn't write me back. I would think that my letter got lost in the mail or whatever, while they were just like taking their time to reply. So I think it's very important that you talk about this, you know. And then what I also like to do in the first letter is ask questions. Asking questions is a great way to get to know someone. You know, you can ask them questions about what they like, their hobbies, their favorite movies, you know, just think of something, and something that you would ask your friends. If you would meet someone in real life, what would you tell them? What would you ask them? And these are just some guidelines that I use for writing a first letter, but I'm very messy. So usually I will just start with, hey Jess, and then I would start talking about her Instagram page, and then I would be like, oh yes, oops, I still have to introduce myself, and then I would just talk about my hobbies, and then I would talk about something else, and then I would realize that I forgot something in the hobbies. So, you know, I'm making this nice list right now, but first letter is messy, and it's always going to be. It's difficult getting to know someone new. It's difficult introducing yourself. It can be kind of awkward to talk about yourself in an entire letter, but it's important. In my opinion, it's really important, because if you don't talk about yourself, how is the other person going to get to know you? Okay, so I said ask questions. You can do this in the letter, or you can of course make a mail tag. Mail tags are fun. I actually, in this letter, I already wrote my mail tag at the end of the letter. I'm going to make a mail tag, and this actually comes in handy because I have another new pen pal. Just so you know, I don't have a lot of pen pals. This was just kind of a coincidence. But anyways, if you make a mail tag, you can use a piece of cardstock, you can use a piece of paper, you can use an actual tag. It doesn't really matter, but just use something to write questions on. And on here, I'm going to write questions. I love doing mail tags because you can just ask anything, literally anything. Okay, so I just quickly wrote down some questions. I really love a mail tag because you can ask things that you want to know in terms of the letter, but you can also ask things that you would normally never get to talking about. So for example, I started with just a normal question: what is your favorite food? Simple, anyone can answer it. And then I asked, what did you want to be when you were a kid? And I like asking that question because it just inspires people to tell nice stories, and what you wanted to be as a kid usually tells something about the person as well. Then another one that is kind of related to the letter, I ask coffee or tea, because I like sending tea in letters, and if they don't like tea, then well, what is the point? And then my last one is kind of a quirky question again. It says, if you were a superhero, what would your powers be? Well, you know, I just like asking these questions that inspire people to get creative. I did the letter part, which was, you know, the obvious part, but now I'm going to actually attempt some DIY. If you've seen my videos before, you know that I cannot draw, but I'm still going to try. Okay, so how I got this idea is from my pen pal Marieke from Belgium, and her first letter to me actually wasn't a letter. She just sent me 2 pages of drawings about herself, and that was just the coolest thing ever, and I've been wanting to try and recreate it since, even though I cannot really draw. Okay, so when I make these videos, I always have so much footage that I need to go through, and I always fill up all my SD cards. So I just decided to do this, to draw with pencil first, and then do the actual doodling, do the actual filling in on camera, just so that I don't have that much footage. If you're wondering what this is, this is my little, don't laugh, this is my little desk vacuum, and really it's the best thing I ever bought on Wish. Oops! I just scared the hell out of my cat because I dropped my pencils. Okay, so I think I finished it for now. It's still a little bit empty, but I want to work on that a little bit later. Oh, I think I forgot something, because it's also very important what I do for a living, and that is being a waitress, but I didn't know how to draw this. Luckily I got these cute stickers from my Penpal Hillary, and I am just going to use a sticker for that. Okay. So I'll just quickly walk you through what I did. I wrote down my name is Vivian, Breda is where I live, I work as a waitress with a sticker. I am 23 years old, my hobbies include writing, cooking, Netflix gaming and reading, music, and then a heart, especially rock and alternative. I love making YouTube videos, I collect indoor plants. Pasta is my favorite food. I tried to draw spaghetti, but that was where my drawing skills gave up. Cats are my favorite thing ever. I tried to draw a noose, but I love coffee, but also tea. And then I wrote down my birth date, and I made a little balloon that said Baby Vivian, and then I drew some flowers, and I said I love all sorts of flowers. So yeah, I think I want to just fill it in with some of my favorite colors, and then I think this is my introduction in drawing. Okay, so that was my little DIY. Obviously you could make this as elaborate as you want, but I'm just going to leave it at that. And now, after I clean up this mess, I'm going to fill in this little booklet. I made this in another video I did. I'm doing this series of making Penpal letters without using craft supplies, and this is a little booklet that I made for that video, and I'm going to fill it in. It says random facts about me, and I have plenty of those. Okay, so I'm not going to read all of them to you because it would just take too long. I'll just show you a close-up, and then you can pause the video and read them if you like. Just wrote a couple of random facts about me, such as that pickles are amongst my favorite foods. So I just wrapped my letter with some baker's twine, and now I want to do to make something that well, I'm just going to call a currently booklet because I always like knowing what my pen pals are reading or listening to or watching, and that is why I think it's also fun to share what I am currently watching, reading, listening to. So I just cut out 2 pieces of cardboard, and I cut them to the same size, and I'm going to glue them together later, I think. And then on here I'm just going to make my little currently booklet. Okay, so I finished it. I made a lot of pages, but you can obviously do as many as you like. I just made the front to say currently ... and then the first page says currently reading, currently watching, currently crafting, currently eating, which is a long list, currently drinking, currently listening to, and currently loving. So I'm just going to glue this together, and then I can add that to my letter. Hello. Okay, so I was just making this video, like, you know, how I am, just messily and losing track of time, and then I actually lost track of time and I realized that I only had 15 minutes. So I hopped on my bike and I raced over to the hospital and I made my appointment, and they took this thingy out of my jaw. So they told me that everything should start to heal normally very soon. So yay! I can talk again and I can eat again and I can eat crunchy things. But I am getting to the exciting part now, or at least the appealing part of this snail meal, and that is the goodies. Now, before I do this, I want to tell you that you really don't have to include goodies. Goodies are just an extra little something to make your pen pal happy, but in my opinion, it should be all about the letter, always. But I just want to show you some ideas, you know, things that might be cute for you to send to your pen pal. And these gifts could also be some sort of reflection of who you are as a person. For example, I love sending my favorite tea. This is my all-time favorite tea. It's from Clipper and it is organic white tea with vanilla. It's so good, and it happens to match all of the colors in this meal, so that is good. But also, this is my candy jar. I keep it locked away because otherwise I'll probably eat something every time, and I don't know if my pen pal likes candy, so I will have to ask her. But something that could also be fun to send is some candy from your country. So these are called Hobbies. These are traditional Dutch candies. They taste like coffee, but I don't know if my pen pal loves coffee, so you know, you could send your pen pal some candy, and it would be even more fun if you could send them some traditional candy, for example. But you know, these are just some ideas, and then of course I will show you what else you can do. You've seen me create a whole lot of things and I'm now just going to wrap this up. So we created the little drawing introduction sheet. I have my letter, I have the random facts about me booklet, I have my stickers, sticker sheet, my sticker flakes in a little plastic baggie. I have my die cuts in this very pretty vellum bag that I got from my new Penpal beta, and then my favorite tea, which happens to match this all perfectly. And then, of course, my washi tape samples. And I'm going to wrap this all up. Oh, oops, almost forgot. And last but not least, my little booklet with everything I'm currently loving. Oh yeah, just in case you think I forgot, I also made the mail tag, but I'm not using that for this letter because I already made a mail tag in her letter. But I'm going to wrap this all up nicely. I am going in an envelope, of course, and then I'm going to put her address on there. I'm going to decorate it a little bit, and then I'm going to send it off to the UK, and I cannot wait to hear what she thinks of it. But those were my ideas for a first pen pal letter. Just remember to have fun. It's not about making pretty things, it's not about writing the perfect first letter, it's just about having fun and hopefully meeting someone who's going to be a great friend over the years. And yeah, if you have any ideas on what you like adding, feel free to leave a comment down below. I really love reading your comments and hearing what you think. That really makes me super happy, since you're all so nice to me. And I hope you subscribe to my channel, and I will see you again soon. Bye bye!